Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Tropico 3 Absolute Power. Right, well, we're almost done with the Absolute Power campaign, only 3 missions left. So let's move into the Cash for Bonkers mission. So, 30-year mission. Fear the boom and bust cycle. Huge economic problems are coming to Gran Ganancia because of penultimate hoaxes. It is up to you and your new advisors, Mr. Keynes and Hayek, to restore the economy of Gran Ganancia and the world. Mission objective: survive the economic crisis. Alright, so we're stuck with the time cycle. So, stick with what I have here, because I've already tried this mission before and failed. Yay me. Now, what failed specifically was that I couldn't keep up with the what is it called? With the particular events, because as you play this mission, the export prices for any products you make keep going down, and you can blunt that a bit by doing something that your economic advisors tell you to do. But most of those things require a lot of money, and if you don't have it, you just keep getting pounded down and down and down and down until eventually you just don't make any more money with your exports and you're effectively sunk. At which point you're pretty much at the whim of whatever is happening. Now, it also didn't help that I couldn't build any buildings that I actually needed, like amenities that the people wanted. Alright, so I'm going with Communist Rebellion. Yeah. Now I'll stick with that. I need a little bit more farmers production, and I can't pick it from the farmer background because I kind of want my buildings to be a little bit cheaper. Extra capitalist faction respect is always nice. Extra factory workers production is definitely useful. Entrepreneurial to sort of counteract the effects of losing export prices. Flaws, paranoid, that is fine. And cheapskates just to make the buildings slightly cheaper. And let's go in. The success of Gran Ganancia, the success of the free market that has all the major financial experts talking. Most claim the island is recession-proof and a shining beacon for the other world economies. Recently you were appointed to lead this economic haven. That should be the easiest job in the world. Even a looming economic crisis should pose no problem. And so we have got loads of money. This is illusion. We are in a bubble and it's about to burst. But we do need to set up a little bit. So let's get an a diplomatic ministry going. And an immigration office. Right, so what does the island have to offer? It's decent for corn. It's okay for banana. It's above average for papaya. It's okay for pineapple. It's awful for coffee.
Good morning, Tropico!
It's great for tobacco.
This is Tropico News Today.
And it's kind of meh for sugar.
Stay tuned to TNT for the best music and the most optimistic news.
Alright, we've got 3 fairly large iron deposits, 1 bauxite deposit, there's no gold, there's a couple of oil spots, but most of those I cannot really effectively use. There's some average fishing all over. There's a couple of places where there might be some sufficient logging possibilities. And some decent pastures, but there's not really that much room on the island anyway, because, well, you can't build pastures in the hills. Even if that might seem a good place for goats. Alright, is there any beauty on the island? Not much. I have noticed a trend in these missions that there's usually not that much beauty on these islands, making tourism a little bit of a iffy prospect. Now you can counteract this a little bit, of course, and keep in mind that tourism is not affected by export prices. So it's sort of something you can potentially use, but tourism does require a lot of work to get going. Now we do have some factories on the island, but these are all privately owned, so they don't actually pay us based on their production, but rather a fixed amount of rent for the land that they possess. Eventually we'll get an event that allows us to take over these factories, so in preparation of that we'll start pre-building some facilities for that. Like for instance the tobacco will do quite nicely. Now there is a oil spot over here, so let's see. I want to build around that a bit. Now, can I build the oil well still? Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Let's also put a garage over here. Now, I'm playing with money I don't actually have any, so I need to be a little bit careful about what I do. But I'm gonna have to spend the money anyway, so might as well begin. Alright, I keep forgetting where that oil slick exactly is. Gosh, you can't really build a farm on oil. Right, there's also the conditions to check for what exports are currently very good. Bauxite is decent enough. The canned goods are fine. The cigars would be great if I had them. So for now, let's look at the raw goods. So basically, iron is alright. Llama is decent enough. Pineapple would be fine. Sugar is and tobacco is okay. Weapons are good. However, of course, right now we just don't have the finances for that. I want the diplomatic ministry built first.
Are you a rebel?
Let's go. I also want to start setting up the sugar plantation. Now sugar is a little bit weird for me to do, because there's not really any good place. There's a little bit of sugar fertility around this area, but I'm gonna need everything here. The only other sugar fertility is over here, and that's a little bit tricky to maintain. But if we want to export rum, we need it. Now, in order to ensure, I don't want sharp corners like that. Also, apologies if you hear any of that, but I am recording this on December 31st, 2014. My darn countrymen can't wait to launch all that bloody fireworks until it is midnight, because it's just so darn fun to watch things explode. Children. Yes, I would love to be out there, but I don't feel like spending money on something as silly as that. Alright, and I do want to set up the bauxite deposits, the mine. Because that would be the easiest way to make money for me at this point. I'm also gonna set up a second dock on this side. because I really don't want any traffic problems. But for now, this doesn't concern me. Alright. Hit me. Presidente, I've had a little confession to make. The island's economy is a one big lie. It was a Ponzi scheme I devised in order to keep us in the news. Now that the global economy is failing, I can no longer keep the scheme running. We are doomed. Alright, we lose 50,000 and export prices are going down. You are fired, Penultimo. You may rot in jail. And all of a sudden, we are broke. Alright, let's get some edicts going while I still have enough space for money. I need housing. Lots and lots of housing.
This is Betty Boom, and today I'm furious. According to trustworthy sources from the palace, our treasury is as dry and empty as the Sahara Desert. And Presidente should be reminded that he needs to stop wasting our tax money on buying cars and apartments for his concubines. Juanito will try to tell you otherwise, but believe me, we're broke. Remember, you learned it here first.
Right. Now, first priority is setting up the early economy. So that means the garage over here. And the tobacco farms and the bauxite and all that. I'll dip into the iron momentarily, but for now I just don't have enough workers. I only have 60 population. That really isn't enough. And the immigration office will allow me to bring in loads of people. Having 2 docks will also sort of do that. Although I think the immigrants are a little bit evenly split amongst the incoming people. Presidente, I would like to thank you for appointing me as your new advisor in place of my twin brother. The economy is crashing and no one knows what to do. This is why I brought 2 new advisors with me, Mr. Keynes and Hayek. Mr. Keynes is a fan of big spending during a crisis, while Mr. Hayek says you should hold on to your money and invest wisely. Both have different suggestions for the well-being of our island. The capitalist faction has split its support between these 2 advisors, so you should choose carefully whose advice to listen to. Now that is something to do with actual economic theorists. Economy was never my strongest subject in school. I found it rather boring, because it never seemed to apply to anything I did. Alright, let's make a loop of this road as well. Alright, 30 new immigrants. How many open jobs? I have plenty. For now I need loads of people ready to do jobs. Some people are protesting, that is fine.
What matter requires Presidente's attention?
And in order to prepare, I will also put down a construction office over here. And since we have just a little bit more room left, let's put down the coffee plantations over here. I will also need fishermen's wharfs. And then I'm out of money. So we'll start running out of food very soon. These two corn farms are not producing at their efficient peak because they're built in really weird places. I don't really have the time or money to spend to put them somewhere more logical. So for now this will have to do. Some people are protesting. Alright, that is fine.
Are you a rebel?
No spending allowed. That also
and now
is
for
fine.
a curious case. A wild llama has made a successful assassination attempt on El Presidente's favorite hat. The hat is in a very bad condition, with little hope of recovery. The unfortunate llama has been charged with high treason and will have to testify in court for its actions. Animal activists are planning nationwide demonstrations in a desperate attempt to free the furry creature.
Alright, financial aid again. So let's build roads. And we'll put another residential area on that side. Alright, that is good. Alright, let's get the coffee going as well. It's important to get the farms going first, because those take a little bit of a while to actually set up. In the meantime, I also will need more housing. Can I plonk down a pub somewhere in here? I don't know for certain. Yeah, it will fit here. And a restaurant, yeah, it can fit. Just necessary amenities to make sure that I stay in power. Right, 5 more immigrants, that is fine. Still no exports because, well, we were a little bit late to the party. And once the businesses have been set up, I will need to start working on actually getting some other things going. Can I get some yes, let's get some humanitarian aid. That will relieve the pressure at the moment.
It's Betty Boom with the usual barrage.
Do I have any educated people? Right, plenty of high school workers. Ooh, some college workers as well. So a clinic might be actually a good thing.
That we beg for breadcrumbs instead of leading the other nations in the Caribbean. A nation of beggars and spineless automatons. That's what we are.
Alright, they're finishing that farm. I will also want a couple of ranches. Llamas, specifically. I can only build one at the moment. Alright, getting the second construction office will help speed up building in this particular sector. As well as give people more jobs to do. And then I really need to start focusing on the housing before I finish building the secondary dock. And get my education going, because once we get these factories, we will need to be able to house them. Or fill them with people that can actually work. The USSR is getting a little bit upset by the fact that I'm not taking good care of my people. And let's get the other llama ranch going. Come on, let me put it down. And that is fine. Let's also put a garage over here. And I will see you all next time. Thank you for watching.